Akash, tell me. You're very low to me. Satoshi is on far side. यार से बड़ी दोस्ती दोस्ती हो गई थी ये. Green in 3, 2, 1. Roll green. निहाल को लड़कियों की बातों में बहुत शौक है. हाँ. I couldn't hear.
It's yesterday once more in the Hero Hockey World League final, because Germany and India gave us a cracking pool match on Monday night, and here they are once again in a game which is one of the initial matches for 5th and 8th place classifications between Germany and the home side India. It's a Friday afternoon, it's a lovely afternoon, slightly chilly, but there's a decent enough crowd, and they will surely build up as the day progresses, because the Indians, irrespective of how things have rolled for them right through these Hero Hockey World League final matches, have been well supported all the way through, and they probably played their best hockey against the Olympic champions, Germany, who have been a little under par, it must be said, through this tournament, with both teams playing younger sides than what they hosted in their last major outing, which was, of course, the London Olympics of 2012. The two teams getting ready for what should be an entertaining encounter. The winner of this match will go on to meet Belgium for 5th place, while the loser will have to face off against Argentina to avoid the wooden spoon. Let's wait and stand by for the national anthems of the two teams, beginning with Germany. close to 3:30 is that there are some school children around, which is good to see, heartening to watch the support coming in from the youngsters. India still looking for their first victory in these Hero World League final matches, while the Germans also just had one facile win in their first match against New Zealand, 6-1, but since then they have only encountered one draw and 2 defeats, including the one against the Netherlands in the quarterfinals. A look at the German side, and you will see a lot of experience among a number of players, the likes of Tobias Hawker, Christopher Wesley, and Oliver Kahn, Benjamin West, many of them two-time gold medalists at the Olympics, and they have been in good form as well. Oliver Kahn got a goal in the last match against the Indians, as did Tylo Strakovski, and no doubt Marcus Weiser, the man who has already had 2 men's Olympic golds with Germany and 1 with the women's team behind him in the Olympics, will be looking for a good performance from his forwards. For the Indians, in that particular match, which finished 3-3 against the Germans, there was one own goal which was conceded by the Germans, but the other 2 goals were scored by Rupinder Singh and Dharamveer Singh, number 10, who starts today. In the last match against Australia, there was 1 goal for Yuvraj Valmiki, number 9, who starts on the bench. And the youngsters, the likes of Uttappa as well as Virendra Lakra and Ayyappa have also done well, as has Nikin Thimaya. Terry Walsh, former technical director of USA Hockey, and also coached Australia to the Commonwealth gold in 1998, as well as victory in the Champions Trophy of 1999. Satoshi Kondo of Japan joins Gregory Utenhoff of Belgium, and they are of course joined by Marcin Rohal of Poland, who is the video umpire for this match. The teams which played out a pulsating match, which was incidentally the last of the pool encounters on Monday night, will get things moving. It is the Indians who push things back. They are in yellow, they are playing from right to left, and up against them, defending their goal on the left in black, Germany. I'm Divine Sen, and not for this match in the commentary box alongside me, a man who's seen a few of these battles down the years, former 2-time India coach Cedric D'Souza. Welcome, Cedric.
Thank you, Divine. I think this game today is going to be one which is against organized, structured, patient Germany against an effective, skillful and counter-attacking Indian team. Both teams have got good set plays in their PCs and good tip-ins balls also, because they've got good deflectors in this game in both teams.
It must be mentioned, in all their matches, India started very brightly, although they did concede inside the first minute against New Zealand. Could so easily have been 1-0 up for them. Now this time a chance for Strakovski, and Srijesh just getting his pads across to it, almost conceding once again inside the first minute against Germany here. Danger averted though, but still with possession for the Germans. This is Linus Butt getting the ball from Martin Hana, who had a good outing against the Indians. Going out of possession.
But from that first ball which came into the circle, the Indian circle, Strakovski got his body to it, got his stick to it, but there was no power in that Florian Fuchs pass. So an easy save for Srijesh.
It's the early chance, as we mentioned, almost conceded early on.
When Fuchs passes this ball, it's not a hard push for a deflection ball. Strakovski gets down low, but an easy save by Srijesh.
Some good support play as well from SK Uttappa, who was right alongside him. This time Uttappa gives away a free hit to the Germans, who push forward once again. Strakovski finds Jan-Philipp Rabente. All the way back to Strakovski. Now this is just at the edge of the box, looking to weave his way in, but no way forward for Bill Arnold, and it's the Indians who move away with the ball. In preparation for this game, Terry Walsh has had a few exercises to try and develop the skills of retaining possession for as long as possible. Of course, those things don't tend to happen overnight, but that has been the emphasis of his training for this match.
I think it's important to understand that when India started playing so positively in the first couple of minutes, in the first 10 minutes against Australia, and they're showing this kind of game right through the entire tournament. The important thing is to try and keep possession and try to be strong on the ball, and that's what he's been doing with the Indian team. It'll take a little time, but the team is getting there.
And also the challenge which both you and Mike spoke about in the first match of today, going down to a shootout in the end between Argentina and Belgium. How do you get your boys up for a match like this after having been effectively eliminated from medal contention but still minor placements up for grabs. Germany coming forward in good numbers. In the end, an initial save, but the follow-up is inside. It's an easy finish for the German captain, whose good form against the Indians continues. Oliver Kahn with his successive goals against India in these matches.
A great run by Tobias Hawker. You look at coming into the circle, comes deep along the baseline, lifts it over, dinks it over the first stick, plays it past for a flick at goal. Srijesh does very well to get down, but he palms the ball to a unfortunately to Oliver Kahn, who always just slaps the ball into the goal.
It's with the appreciation of the rest of the team, and they know that this is an important game for Germany to just re-establish and show the world that while they have come into this tournament a little bit undercooked, but their performances have not been up to scratch, and they want to set that record straight. And the best that they can finish now is 5th, and they will be eyeing that 5th spot like anything else. Tremendous pedigree in hockey, especially in recent years. And they'll want their performances in these last 2 games to live up to that billing. Strakowski looking to work all the way back to Hana. Back with big Thilo Strakowski, the man who plays for Uhlenheist Molheim. And now Germany moving forward have won the first penalty corner of this match. They have some specialists of these set pieces, and the Indians must be careful of this situation.
Well, a good spin by Milkau. He spins off his left foot and plays the ball onto Raghunath. Raghunath will be better to get low and correct his feet and get into a block tackle instead of just standing upright.
Strakowski has converted a couple of those penalty corners, and there's also been a conversion for Kahn. In fact, what they tend to normally do is have somebody like Martin Hana hit it in with a lot of power, and then Kahn just looks to get a deflection on. Hana and Strakowski are the 2 men poised over the ball at the moment, and it will be injected by Linus Butt. In she comes. A little bit of a delay and an effective and lethal finish by Thilo Strakowski. He finds his 4th goal, and just like Oliver Kahn, it's goals in successive matches against India for the big man.
But if you look at it, it was a great U-turn, or called a 90-degree turn, and a ball played to Strakowski, who flicks the ball hard and through into the left corner. Well executed penalty corner.
Danger stations already for the Indians, because inside the first 6 minutes they have conceded twice, getting almost a bit of a taste of their own medicine, which they effected out to the Australians. But Australia came back in a magnificent way, winning their match 7-2. Can the Indians do something similar? This is a great through ball from Sardar Singh, and it's found its mark in Yuvraj. That was very close. It was beautifully done. Almost working his way around Tim Yasula, just missing out.
Great pass by Sardar to Yuvraj. Yuvraj does very well playing the ball early, because he sees Yasula coming out of the goal, and Yasula is still in the run. So on that resultant push, it was very good thinking by Valmiki. But just played it wide.
It scored a delightful goal, the second one that India got against Australia. It was hit in with some power, and the initial touch had come in from Afan Yusuf, and then Yuvraj just dinked it into the back of the net with the utmost ease and showing great presence in terms of his positioning. Here come the Indians once again. It's SV Sunil getting some support down the right. Sunil inside the box. Mandep Singh is making a run for it. A couple of bodies going flying down, but no action taken just as yet. Given as a free hit for the Germans. In fact, he's refereeing it. Just had a little bit of a chat to confirm that it was a push from Sunil as he was moving forward, but some good energy from the Indians coming forward, Cedric.
Well, there was a great counterattack by Sadara and Valmiki, and immediately after that, the next one was also a great steal by Sunil, who moved fast into the last quarter.
This is Linus Butt. Oh, it's a chance, and it's a very important tackle coming in from Virendra Lakra. Got his stick in just in time. Milkau was looking to line it up on his reverse. So good pacey beginning to this match. Not the ideal start from the Indian perspective by conceding 2 goals, but they've shown in the last 3 or 4 minutes that they have the ability to hit Germany well on the counter. And it's a point which you have made earlier, haven't you, Cedric? The pace of the Indian forwards, that can be quite a difficult thing to contend with for any defense, even a well-organized one like the Germans.
Well, basically the Indian strikers are very quick, and one of the main things in the Indian team is the counter-attacking.
Right now, though, the defense has to be good. This has been turned in, and the deflection as well. Not too far away from Benedict Fook. Brilliantly worked.
Well, that ball coming into the circle is not with enough power. So when you need a deflection ball, the ball must come with a lot of power.
Yet again, it's a sea of black which comes forward. It's a deflection, goes for a long corner. Pressure not completely removed by the Indians.
The defender ball getting low and quick and deflects the ball out of the sideline for a long corner for Germany.
Here's another chance. It's a good save by Srijesh. Still might fall for German possession. Couple of players in there, a shooting opportunity. Oh, just going across the face. Unable to put the finishing touches to that was Tobias Matania.
A quick shot taken at Srijesh. Srijesh gets very well down to get that ball on his pads. Second one, there was a bit of scraps going on there in the circle. But from that resultant scrappy encounter, the ball is played out by India and to safety.
This Martin Zwicker has made his presence felt inside the Indian D on a couple of occasions already inside the first 10 minutes. And he looks like a potential danger man, as does this man. Nitin Timmaiya has had a good tournament, but no goals to show for it yet. This time comes forward, wins a free hit for India. Got some great pace, just like the other forwards, and also some good ability to weave in and out of defenses, good dribbling skills. The captain Sardar Singh all the way back to defense. Amit Rohidas, Raghunath down the right. It's Rupinder Pal. He's got some options inside to try and aim for Dharmveer Singh. He converted from a penalty corner in the last game between these two teams. That's a very, very good take from Hana. Rabente, the man whose 2 goals won Germany the Olympic gold at the last Summer Olympics in 2012. Good ball through for Milkau. He's got Nguyen Luong alongside him. Picked up by Linus, but sending this one through. It's been well intercepted. This is looking dangerous again. Rabente slaps it across and a deflection too. Just not on target. That was good play once again by the Germans. And again that man, Zwicker.
A nice cross ball coming in from Zwicker. And there were 2 people on the baseline there trying to pick the ball. The first one pulled the Indian defender away. So for the last man to try and tip in, but he misses the ball. Good thinking by the Germans and a good running off the ball by the Germans, even in the last quarter.
Martin Zwicker playing his 106th cap for the Germans. Plays his club hockey for Berlin. Lots of experienced men in this team. As mentioned earlier, the likes of Tobias Hawker, Benjamin West, Oliver Kahn. 2-time gold medalists, 2008 as well as 2012. Kottajit Singh, one-to-one Preet. Switching flanks very effectively. Rohidas with a long ball. Dharmveer gets a poor first touch though, gives possession away.
India would do well to just rotate that ball and look for changing the point of attack and finding the long balls in, because they know they've got strikers who can penetrate in terms of speed.
This is Raghunath walking his way through the defense. Australia on a couple of occasions, especially once they started trailing. The Indian options in attacking, Cedric, had just become a little bit predictable, but today they've done well thus far in these early stages to vary the kind of attacks they've got moving.
Well, they're very good in terms of the small triangle passes among themselves and getting behind the defense, and some of them hitting the long balls also. If they keep mixing it, they'll keep the German defense guessing as to what they're going to do.
Arnold all the way back to Hana, getting some support now from Hawker. tons of experience. 219th cap for him today. Just a little bit indisciplined in the last match against the Netherlands, the quarterfinals that was. Having a couple of green cards which was converted into a yellow for the same offence on 2 occasions. This has been split through. It's a good ball. Strakovski has already got 1 goal today. Was looking for a second. In fact, could have set it up quite effectively for 2 men who were making a run down the right. One thing's for sure, when you're the world number 1, you don't really need too much motivation to come out for a classification match, because in a sense, Cedric, already they have underperformed and they don't want to make it any worse.
Well, Germany has shown that they underperformed in the entire tournament. They normally are a team which comes into the semi-finals and finals, being the world champion and Olympic champions, but having lost out in the previous game against the Netherlands, and now playing for the 5th to 8th position. And they would not like to, to show that they are a team of a disjointed team, basically.
Irfan Yusuf setting this attack up, finds Sunil in front. Sunil holding on to the ball, trying to buy himself some space, but continuously harried by the defense, forced to turn back.
Well, that's good. Instead of hitting the ball across and losing possession, he plays the ball back. That's good, because you maintain possession and change the point of attack also.
This is Uthappa, who has impressed at various points in this tournament. Does a good job of just holding on to the ball and releasing some of his more senior players. It is a young Indian team, that must be emphasized. Although a few of them have a few number of caps, the likes of Kotajit playing his 64th, Manpreet in his 90th, Mandep in his 33rd, but a lot of it has been against teams which are not quite in the same class as the ones that they're up against today.
Well, the good thing about a young Indian team is that they have the learning process for them, and they can get only better in terms of international experience, and get match fit and match temperament, and better as the years go by.
Still seeking their first victory. They could have easily had it against the Germans. They were up 3-2, and it was right at the fag end of the second half, the 68th to the 69th minute almost, that Strakovski got an opportunity to finish off a move. But this time it's a chance for the Indians, a shooting opportunity. Sunil lets fly, and could so easily have also been a deflection on, but in the meantime the whistle had already been blown.
A nice pass by Irfan Yusuf there, and a great hit by Sunil, but just wide off the mark. Good turn on the run.
In fact, Sardar wasn't the only one who just had a bit of a hand in the mistake which led to Strakovski's goal. There was also a great opportunity which went for Sunil, in fact, when India were up 3-2. Could have put the game out of Germany's reach effectively. 4-2 with about 7 or 8 minutes to go would have been perhaps a bit of a mountain to climb for the Germans. That's the kind of Hero Hockey World League it has been for India. Disappointing results, and some moments which were theirs, but just couldn't capitalize. Even against England, though they lost 2-0, at that Rupinder Pal Singh penalty corner, which was disallowed. Now this time, some action near the Indian goal mouth. Goes out for a long corner. The German intensity in these first 17 minutes has been magnificent. They've come out showing that they are smarting from the results thus far in this Hero Hockey World League final. Pushing this one through. No luck though. First to it, the big tall figure of Rupinder Pal Singh, roving down the centre, and he has found Mandep Singh. Mandep scores! Perhaps Tim Yesalath could have done a little better with this, but nevertheless it was a good bit of work. First from Rupinder Pal Singh, split it through for Mandep, and as he shows, once he's inside the box, he can be quite lethal.
Rupinder gets this ball and moves along about 25-30 yards, fakes to show the pass, doesn't pass the ball at all, waits for Mandep to get into position, and then plays a lovely through pass to Mandep. Goalkeeper comes out, but is caught on the run, and the ball goes through the pads for a goal.
Yes, the joy all too evident, even from Terry Walsh, somebody who normally doesn't show a lot of emotion in these situations, but a good time for the Indians to have scored. Still with the halfway of this first half yet to go, and a little bit of momentum behind them, and some support from the crowd as well here at the Major Dhyan Chand National Stadium. India's last victory in an FIH event against Australia, or rather against Germany, coming back in 2004 at the Champions Trophy in Lahore. India won that match 3-1. And quite interestingly, even there, Germany had pulled first blood. They'd scored the first goal. The 4 goals from Sandeep Michael, Arjun Hallappa and Vivek Gupta won the match for India. Here comes Germany though. It's a great move. It's almost found its fruit. But somehow the Indian defense just about holds firm, but this looks like it might be a referral from the Germans. They think it has found a body, one thought. Let's hear it.
Martin, do you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Germany is asking for high and therefore dangerous ball inside the circle. I did not see it. Touched the German attacker.
Okay, we're looking for a dangerous ball in the circle.
Well, it does come off Srijesh's glove and goes up to Rabinte. The question is it dangerous? Now, is it, Cedric?
Yes, that's over his knee and definitely a danger ball against India. Srijesh has well to come out, but pats the ball and rises off and goes on to the German player.
Just waiting for the verdict from Marcin Grohal, but in all likelihood,
I have an answer for you. It's a dangerous ball into the German attacker from the goalkeeper pass. Therefore, it's a penalty corner. Over.
Thank you.
Germany the referral.
so now a chance for the Germans with this penalty corner. They have already converted one of those today. A bit of a variation which was well worked, and Strelkovski was at home to slot it in and gave them a 2-0 lead in this match. Action-packed first half it has been, and if Germany pull away once again, it'll leave the Indians just with a little bit extra work to do. And that's why a vital moment in this first half.
Every time Hannah's on the top of the circle, there needs to be a kind of a variation or a tip-in ball or a deflection ball.
First runner for the Indians at the far side is Birendra Lakra. He'll look to close down the angle. In fact, does very well. Rupinder Pal once again sweeping this ball through. Sunil, it's a 3-on-3 situation, but loses out on possession. In fact, a good tackle, good solid defending from Tobias Hawker. Now working his way into a corner. And gives possession away, but the Indians win a free hit of this. Very quickly taken by Sardar. This is Manpreet turning, looking to find some space. Runs into a human wall though. Well done, Christopher Wesley. And this time a stick check from Mandep Singh.
Well, Manpreet got a ball top of the circle, moved very well inside towards, trying to find a penalty corner, trying to find a foot, but a good one by the Germans. Well, Hannah does a bad job again here. Doesn't commit the first runner.
And then action at the other end. Rupinder Pal doing well to get rid of the ball as quickly as he did. He's had a good match thus far. Provided the assist for Mandep's goal, and on a couple of occasions already has stood firm in defense. He was man of the match the last time these two teams met. Here's Sardar Singh once again. Birendra Lakra. Sunil. Well stolen, quickly taken away by Zwicka. On to Matania. Beautiful work though from Sardar. Just showing his maturity, holding on to the ball, looking up for options, allowing his teammates time to build up on an attack. Sunil somehow finds his way into the to the D with the ball, that is, but Afan Yusuf unable to bring it under his control. Oscar Dieker now for the Germans. Things haven't rolled well for the Germans since their opening encounter. 6-1 against New Zealand, but New Zealand, as it turns out, find themselves in one of the two semi-finals which will be played out later today. 5:45 local time, it will be England against New Zealand. A replay of another pool match, this one from Pool A. And then the final game of tonight promises to be a cracker when the Netherlands play Australia at 8 p.m. local time for the second semi-final.
Germany patiently building up into attack, playing the ball back, rotating it from left to right and right to left, looking for this through ball. Tobias Hawke hits a nice long ball inside, deflects off an Indian stick, and for a long corner for Germany.
On the left, Chinglan Sana. Not seen too much of him in this tournament, just 2 outings as a substitute before this. Quite a talented young player, just 22 years of age. In fact, that is the average age of this Indian side. Pretty much a steep learning curve for them. A few victories in recent years, but those have been against relatively lower ranked nations. And the numbers suggesting that Germany today have been really up for it. 4 times as many, more than 4 times as many circle penetrations and 2 times as many shots, which is reflected also in the scoreline. There's Afan. The teenager has looked good in his first international outing in these matches.
Indian strikers are very good in the one-to-one situation. They can break through quite easily. Germany plays a 2v1. They prefer the 2v1, and that's their basic game plan all the time, to have a 2v1 situation.
That has been slipped through. It's been picked up well, and getting rid of the shot very quickly as well was Nikin Timmaya. This time it's off his foot, which will enable a possession to go to the Germans. So with 12 minutes left in this first half, Germany have had their share of chances, but haven't built on those first 2 goals which they found inside the first 6 minutes. Saw the numbers a while ago, 13 circle penetrations, of which they've managed 6 shots. So they will want to try and improve that average and make more meaningful forays into the Indian D. Sardar wins a free hit for his team. There's Uthappa. Afan working hard, but the ball coming off his foot, which will enable Germany to just breathe easier in defense.
So Afan is really good in his skills, and he's got short strides and quite quick. Question is how to make it effective in the last quarter. He's got the ball between his legs all the time instead of hitting it forward and having vision with the ball slightly forward. When his head is down on the ball between his legs, very difficult to find a pass or to bait a defender.
3 young Indian strikers out in the middle, Nikin Timmaya, Afan Yusuf, as well as Yuvraj Valmiki. Just got a glimpse a while ago of Mandep Singh, the only Indian goal scorer. These are the players who will perhaps form the crux of the Indian hockey team in years to come, and vital learning experience at this stage for them. Of course, they'll all be aware that India is a part of the World Cup in the summer. And many of them will have a chance to vie for those spots in the final Indian squad. Remember, a few first-team players missing from this team. Strelkovski just at the edge of the box, beautifully worked. Good save though from Srijesh. Does well to deny Matania, who was moving forward with a lot of purpose there.
And a great pass by Strelkovski, and Matania picks the ball first time. There's a good presence of mind by both players. A good vision by Strelkovski to see his player running into space, and a great save by Srijesh.
On that last replay, you would have seen a feature of a good hockey team. So many players poised for the rebound. Yet again, Strelkovski looking to set up a chance for Zwicker moving forward. Marco Milkau, in fact, on this occasion. This has been a good first half with a lot of attacking play from the Germans. The Indians with some iffy moments in defense. But as always, Srijesh has had a good tournament, Cedric, must be said.
Yes, he's kept goal very well for India. The time when he was beaten, he's actually had no chance. A couple of times when he's let the ball go through the pads. Apart from that, he's had a very good tournament.
One of the experienced players in the Indian team. In the meantime, one of their experienced players gets a card. It is the number 12, B. Raghunath, who has to sit out in the sin bin for a couple of minutes. Raghunath, Sardar and Srijesh incidentally are the only men above 24 in this Indian squad. So that tells you about the youth in this team, the relative inexperience, and that's why, irrespective of what results they get, it must be said that this is invaluable game time that they're getting against the top team in the world.
Fantastic.
Oh, Srijesh this time affects the initial save, but the follow-up is in, and Germany restore their 2-goal advantage. Well walked again. The attack came in from the left, and in the end, the last touch coming in from Benjamin West.
But coming down to the baseline, there's Florian Fuchs actually coming down, looks for the place. He gets Srijesh complete in a full stretch, and from that motion, he pumps the ball towards Benjamin West, who just taps the ball into the goal. The important thing was how Florian Fuchs pushed that ball away from Srijesh, who had to commit himself and dive and palm the ball to safety, but it fell straight into Benjamin West's path.
Just silencing some of the crowd. Another man with tons and tons of experience, plays his hockey in Cologne. Has had the unusual honor of winning 2 Olympic golds alongside his older brother Timo West. So the West household has a few Olympic golds in there, which would be the envy of anybody. Marcus Pfizer himself has coached his team 2 times to the men's Olympic gold and 1 women's gold as well. Chingansana was looking to thread it through for Nikin Timmaya, but it's a good steal from Linus Butt. And immediately on the attack, Florian Fuchs doesn't have a lot of support at the moment. Stralkovski is arriving and almost has got a touch on, just missed out. And Srijesh had to have a very, very good calculation on it about whether to put his foot in or not.
If you look at that, Florian Fuchs running with the ball on the left-hand side, and Stralkovski running, sprinting actually to get the deflection ball. This is what you call combination in pairs. And well, the ball went through and Stralkovski didn't touch the ball. Otherwise, it would have been a great goal. But I think Srijesh had covered the angle well enough.
What was also good to see was the way the experienced Stralkovski held up the ball, waited for some support to arrive. This is Yuvraj Valmiki. He slipped this one through. Chesalatu kicks it away before Afan Yusuf can cause any problems. The green card in the meantime for Tobias Hawker. And he's probably the closest rival to his teammate Matthias Withaus's record for most appearances for Germany. Withaus has well in excess of 300, but Hawker already on to 219 and still only 26 years of age. Would be an interesting thing to ask a former 2-time India coach as well. What is the optimum age, do you think, for a hockey player? What kind of an age, depending on form and fitness, can an average player look to perform at?
I think for the Indian players, I think the age of about 27, 28, 29 would be really the time when they come into their own in terms of great experience as well as understanding the rigors of international hockey. You look at all the teams in the world, when they come to that age, they really play with a lot of match temperament as well as game intelligence.
So just purely from this Indian perspective, that would mean another 5 or 6 years. I think that won't be so bad, but the important thing is that all these young players will need to maintain their form and fitness, will need to keep improving. That's the key thing which I'm sure Cedric is hinting at.
Well, I think the important thing to understand here is that with the development program that India has, there will be plenty of time, plenty of exposure for these youngsters.
We have some terrific staff in place, the likes of Perry Walsh as well as Rolla Ortmans. There's of course the high performance director. So every chance that they can get into positions of strength in years to come, but will need that promotion to happen in across these next few years. It's got 4 minutes left in this first half. India still on the attack. India looking for that equalizer, or rather the goal to bring this, bridge this gap, which is currently at 3-1. Cedric, you were talking about development, and I'm sure a major part of that would also be getting some of the younger kids not only to have a good hockey education, but also to have a good education in terms of an overall development of theirs.
I think there are some companies which have started academies in the country, and there are some non-Indian companies, people from abroad who have started things. One which comes to my mind is one which is called Play and Study, which targets the youth in terms of education as well as study as well as playing, which is a fantastic program done by a French person whose father used to play for India. His name was Tony Fernandez. So this is a program which can be capitalized on by the youth in India.
Young men poised to join into the attack, but Germany with all the aces in the match at the moment. 3-1 for them. 2 goals inside the first 6 minutes, and one would have thought that perhaps that could have dispirited the Indians, but a good spirited fight back from the home side following that. And a promise of more to come. Sardar Singh immediately releasing the ball. Finds Birendra Lakra. He has some support in the shape of Dharamveer. Dharamveer smacking this one straight into the hand of Rabente. It's a cold day out there, so it will smart more than it perhaps would on a normal Delhi morning or afternoon. Lakra has pushed this one in, but he has to turn it back all the way. Forced to retake it by Satoshi Kondo.
Yes, okay.
Manpreet, captain of the Indian junior team in the Junior World Cup on this very ground just a few days ago, about a month ago. That's a poor pass though, very feeble and almost landing at the feet of Wesley. Back with Indian possession in the shape of the skipper Sardar. Not fazed by some of the close attentions of Hopper, and this time Chingnan Sana was looking to switch flanks but slapped it straight past Rupinder.
Well, India's strength is to try and move that ball as much as possible. If they can do that, it's very good, because they change the point of attack, and with the striker at the speed that they have in the striking zone, it will be really good for them. If they hold on to the ball, they play into the Germans' hands, switching the game, playing the ball quickly is what India should be doing as much as possible. I'm sure Terry would have discussed with them at half-time.
Sunil slipping it through, and Mandep with his back towards the goal. Just didn't quite expect the ball to come across as quickly as it did, but still some good pace from the Indians going forward into the last minute.
Well, on the baseline, you've got to be wider and you've got to keep yourself more stable as far as your body is concerned. Get the low center of gravity so the ball can be stopped properly.
4 goals already in this match, and a promise of a few more in the second half. First game today was slightly less productive in terms of the goals scored, just 2 in open play and full time. And these 4 goals have meant 6 for the overall day, and taken the overall number to 78 thus far in the 18th game. 24 in all to be played in these Hero World League final matches. Which will mean that he will have to start the initial part of the second half on the bench. But at the moment at halftime, it's Germany who have come up with a better performance, but not by a big margin, it must be said. They started off very well, as brightly as possible. 4th minute conversion field goal which was scored by their skipper Oliver Kahn, finding for himself yet another goal in these matches. His third, in fact, and then Strakovski also getting to his fourth goal from a penalty corner. And then India replying in kind. Mandep Singh getting his second goal of these Hero Hockey World League final matches before Germany adding another one late in that half from Benjamin West with just about 8 minutes to go. However, it hasn't been one-way traffic. The Indians have created some chances, but Germany by far the dominant side in the first 35 minutes, and they'll be breathing a lot easier after the first half, and will come back with renewed vigor for the second half. Half-time scoreline in Delhi, it's Germany 3, India 1.
4 minutes on the break now. 4 minutes on the break. Take it. Okay. Engineering, what should I say engineering to? Oh, आकाश की बैटरी खत्म हो गई engineering. उसको चार्ज करो आकाश को. कंठ सुधारक. Yes 3, आपकी भी बैटरी खत्म हो गई है. Engineering, talk to camera 3.
Quite a quick fire first half between Germany and India. And just a quick reminder that we are on Facebook at FI Hockey and on Twitter at FIH_hockey. And you can send in your thoughts about what has been an interesting placement match thus far. 3-1 to Germany. Send them in with the hashtag HHWL. Just one more day of competition to go after today. And still 2 more matches to be played out at the end of this game between Germany and India. It was Germany who started brighter, the 4th minute itself, moving down the left flank. Some good work from Tobias Hocker. And a touch on from Florian Fuchs. Almost a save from Srijesh, but Oliver Kahn, who's very, very good with his opportunism inside the box, making sure that he gave his team the lead. The captain leading from the front. And then just 2 minutes later, they got this penalty corner. And a variation work, Hana passing it on, and then Strakovski catching the Indian defense napping with a fine conversion. A gleeful smile through that gum guard, suggesting how happy he was. But a mini fight back from the Indians. This was pushed through from Rupinder Pal. Rare error in defense from Linus Butt, allowing the ball to get through to Mandep Singh. But then some good hockey from the youngster, just slapping it past with a lot of power. First time shot past Yasulat. And late in the first half, this 3rd goal for the Germans. Once again, Srijesh with a half save to begin with. But some good hustling, follow-up hustling coming up. And Benjamin West getting his first goal of the Hero Hockey World League final matches. So the numbers will suggest that Germany have had the better of it. 4 times as many circle penetrations, although there's been more possession in the opposition half for the Indians. But greater number of shots as well, and that's a fair, accurate reflection in terms of where the score is as well. The only successful penalty conversion coming in from Germany. In fact, no penalty corners coming in for India at all. So India with a bit of a task on their hands in terms of what they need to do. And will be quite interesting to get the thoughts of Roland Altmans, the Indian high performance director, who's down by the pitch with Simon Mason.
Roland, a difficult first half. The Germans started so quickly, there was a danger they would run away with the game, but India grew back into it.
Yeah, luckily we did, but at the same time it can't be that the first 6 minutes of the game you defended well like we were doing, and conceding 2 goals, and the first one from my point of view absolutely not necessary. So the focus should be more on defensive structure, defensive organization, and then you can hold the Germans. And if you give them what they want, and that is laying back a little bit and then coming out quickly, yeah, then they're on the best.
And you have a relatively inexperienced side here, so you think that structure and shape is a key for the team to develop?
Yeah, absolutely. That is one of the most important things we have to do. Indeed, we brought quite some new players. Our new coach, Jerry Walsh, just worked with them for a couple of weeks' time. So we can't expect everything to be done properly at this moment, but for sure we will improve a lot in the upcoming months.
And still looking to include the Indian flair and the pace that they're well known for?
Yeah, well, what we are looking for is, I call it India 2.0, so a new Indian style, keeping their flair and their attacking structure in place, and at the same time improve their defending structure. And if we are able to get it in throughout the country, not only for the national team, but throughout the country, I think India really has the potential to become one of the stronger teams in the world again.
Well, we look forward to seeing some of that in this second half. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Yes, as always, some interesting thoughts from a man who's been very, very experienced, has worked with a lot of players around the world, and no doubt will be relishing working with a fascinatingly talented but sometimes mercurial bunch of young Indian players. Now, can they fight back into this match? It was something that was done to them by the Germans in the previous encounter. Germany came back into that game when the Indians had led at one stage. And now it's everything for the Indians to do. But good to see, Cedric. Today some good turnout, especially younger fans and fans of both sexes, which is also fine to see in any sport.
Fantastic crowd for an afternoon game. Normally, you know, they have a game at 8 o'clock at night where people have finished their work and they come for a game or they watch it on telly. But to have some of the kids coming to watch the match is really good.
Very popular outpost, this national stadium, bang in the center of the national capital, and a venue that does attract some good crowd, especially in high quality matches such as the one that is being played out. Perhaps some of the empty seats a reflection, as Cedric mentioned, of the fact that it's a weekday afternoon, and also the fact that it is bitingly cold, at least from an Indian perspective. That's why everybody's got a lot of gear on, plenty of layers of clothing, I'm sure. but not too many for the players out there. Germany get things moving in the second half. They are in black this time, going from right to left. And on your screens on their left are, with their goal on the left rather, are the Indians in their away colour, rather their first colour these days of yellow. Have done away somewhat with the traditional blue. Can be a little bit disconcerting for the fans, I'm sure, Cedric.
Well, I think it's a question of sponsorship and what the sponsors want in terms of their colours. Well, you know, if sponsorship comes in, then things change.
Yes, of course, and nothing against the colour yellow. Does stand for a lot of vitality and happiness. Not too much cheer at the moment on the face of Linus Butt because he still has about a minute of suspension to sit out. Virendra Lakra pushing this one through. Can India take advantage of this temporary disadvantage which the Germans have to face in the first minute? Sunil. It's well done by Benedict Burke. It's still not been the best Germany that we can see, and we'll talk about that after this move from the Indians. Coming forward, hitting it hard, finds a body, but given as dangerous ball. Was hit with a lot of power.
Well, the ball played from Satar to Uthappa. Uthappa turns, spins out one side, gets the defender to move to the right, and brings the ball back on his right-hand side and takes a shot, but rising into the circle onto a German defender and a dangerous play call.
Once again, the Indians moving forward with purpose. Germany forced on the defensive. This one just getting across the face of goal and deflected out for a long corner. Uthappa quickly releasing the ball through. Raghunath. Choosing to go all the way back to the captain Sardar. Lakra once again. Oh, it has found its mark. Mandep, can he make it 2 for the night? The Indians are absolutely adamant that there was an infringement. And a late stoppage from Gregory Utenov. So the Indians do take this referral. They haven't been very good with it in this tournament thus far. Let's see if they got it right this time around. Inside the circle, and Mandep Singh was immediately convinced about it. Oh yes, I dare say they won't need too many replays for this one.
Well, Mandep's strength is in the circle, is always find a foot. He's got two perfect strengths with him. One is to dip in balls, and when he gets the ball he finds the foot very easily when he can't find a shot at goal.
Second angle wasn't so clear, but the first one very easy to ascertain that it did take a foot of a German defender. In fact, the Indians have already set up for the penalty corner. Terry Walsh is also amused.
The ball did touch the German foot inside the circle, therefore it's a penalty corner. Thank you.
PC is given, and it's the first penalty corner for the Indians. They also retain their referral. This is a chance for Rupinder Pal Singh to get going. He is the first castle closer to the man with the injection, Dharamveer, and next to him is V. Raghunath as well.
The good thing is to have Rupinder on the pitch, because I think he's got a lethal flick. He's got 2 flickers there now. Which battery is he going to go to?
Absolutely. Raghunath perhaps with a little bit more force in his flicks, but Rupinder Pal has that deceptive little wrist work which he puts in his flicks right at the last instant. Who will Dharamveer go for? There's a good fade and there's a good goal. Rupinder Pal Singh scores. And the theme of players who scored in the previous match between Germany and India keeps continuing. continuing because Rupinder Pal had also scored from a PC against Germany in the pool encounter, and he repeats the dosage this time. Well worked by the
Good
Indians.
dummy on top of the circle, a slip ball played for Rupinder. Pitches the ball right in the deep right corner, left corner of the goalkeeper. Hannah turns his back to the ball. That was a mistake by the defender. Arnold, it was Arnold basically who got that. Gave Tesla no chance in the goal at all with a lovely flick.
Yes, the right result which India wanted early on in the second half. Not only the fact that they referred right, Mandep got involved in the play, and then a super finish from Rupinder Pal Singh was one of his big strengths. So he's had a role in both Indian goals, setting up Mandep for the first, and this time, in a sense, Mandep repaying the compliment by creating that penalty corner opportunity. Now in defense, the ball with the goal scorer. Just some work to do once again for the Germans. I was about to say in the early moments of the second half, Cedric, that while this has been a good performance by Germany, you get the impression that they're still not even close to about 80% of their normal ability.
Well, I wouldn't think it's been 80% because of their coming out of the winter and playing in the endo more than anything else.
This time is well worked in, and one of the touches coming in from Lakra before Srijesh kicking it away. Thinking it out for a long corner. It was Wesley down the left, the man who got the first goal in their 6-1 rout of New Zealand, team which will be playing one of the semi-finals today. The Hero Hockey World League, such a format that any of these 8 teams could have made the final. They still can, technically. New Zealand with a 6-1 rout in their first match. Well worked once again by the Indians. It's a beautiful pass. First from Lakra, and Mandep Singh scores. India back on level terms. Lakra worked it beautifully down the right. Sunil did well to retrieve it from the baseline. The minus pass was headed towards Mandep Singh, and the youngster with a quick touch on to bring India back on level terms with half an hour to go.
And the great passes from Lakra first down, plays the ball to Sunil. Sunil does very well to go to the baseline. Fake, showing his fake that he's going to pass the ball. Waits for the opposite movement, passes the ball to Mandep, and Mandep just flicks into the goal. Great movement by the Indian team.
So the scoreline at the end of 70 minutes in the previous encounter, after 40 minutes already. And now a chance for Germany. Tobias Matania well denied by Srijesh. This match is alive and kicking. If you're watching, then don't step away too far from your television sets or computer screens, because in the next half an hour, one gets the impression, Cedric, there could be a few more seesawing fortunes.
Definitely, the question is that which team is going to convert the chances that they're creating. At the moment, India has had less of the chances, but they've scored the goals on the chances. Whereas Germany's had more chances, but they haven't scored as many. India definitely look more dangerous on the break.
Swept away by Oscar Dika, but not controlled by Zwicker. And we saw at the halftime, of course, with the numbers that Marcus Weiser's team were up in terms of most numbers. But India with more possession, which has only gotten better in this second half. And you can see there more than twice as many circle penetrations. But the Indians making the most of those circle penetrations. 6 shots from 7 circle penetrations is absolutely fabulous if you're a coach, I'm sure. And to have gotten 3 goals out of those 6 shots is also a testament to some good scoring skills today. Some pressure being brought to bear on the defense this time around. Hawker. Such a critical man in this German team. Spot gets this ball back once again from Martin Hahner. Benjamin West, the goal scorer of the 3rd goal for Germany. At that stage, it looked like they were establishing some supremacy on the game, but at the moment, it must be said, while the scores are level, but India with just a little bit of momentum behind their back. But that can change so easily in a game of hockey. Going for a reverse, comes off the Indian defender. Yuvraj Valmiki coming back to help out his defense. In fact, all 11 men on their side of the pitch, defending in good numbers and defending deep. This is a good ball through for Benjamin West, onto the baseline. Played in dangerously, and Matania was in a good position but just couldn't get contact with the ball. And now India emerge with a counter-attack of their own. Ayappa on to Sardar. This is Sunil. Just allowed some space here to work with. Slams this one across. Oh, and a great deflection from Afan. And it comes off the woodwork. Had beaten Yesulan. And Terry Walsh is absolutely overjoyed.
Well, a great run by Sunil. A nice cross into the circle. Afan does well to stick to it. And from resultant deflection, the ball hits the bar and goes out. But good thinking by the Indians. They used the through ball, hit very well in terms of the cross ball coming from the wides.
It was a very good play from Afan, and he showed it in the previous match as well. Has this ability to make those runs alongside his strikers and always presents himself as a possible passing opportunity. So India playing some good hockey in the second half, have already been rewarded by 2 goals. Remember, it was 3-1 in favor of the Olympic champions at half-time. 6 goals already, and with 25 minutes to go, who's to say that there can't be a few more? Afan Yusuf with a good burst of pace, also holding off the challenge from Wesley. Good work from the young man. On to Sardar. It was a clever attempt at getting rid of the ball quickly, but it was well read as well by Martin Hanna. And this is Zwicka. Holds off a challenge from Yuvraj, goes all the way back. Back with the 26-year-old who plays for Berlin, Martin Zwicka. Long ball looking for Nguyen Long. But on to Hanna. Matania finds a foot. Outside the D, so will need to be taken as a free hit. Nguyen Long looking to take on the defense himself, goes for the shot as well, but straight on to Srijesh, and off the rebound, picked up here by Sardar. India with some good numbers moving forward. Touched across to Dharamveer, looking for a scoring opportunity, not too far away. Good decisive work from the Indians, and at the center of it was the captain.
Well, a great run by Sardar. He looks up forward. He sees Uthappa pulling inwards and creating the space for Dharamveer. Ball played to Dharamveer. And a resulting shot taken just wide of Jasula's right pad.
And to be fair with the German keeper, perhaps reading it well, reading that angle, covering that angle, and also telegraphing his intentions a bit early there was Dharamveer, shaping up for the shot quite early. Nevertheless, India showing that they have that poise and ability of the counter-attacks. Just to think, just a while ago before that, it was Germany who were on the offensive. A good pacey start to the second half, just as it was to the first. And now another move getting into the box, but in an unfair way. In the end, the free hit goes India's way. Out this particular match at the moment, Nico Jacobi, but judging by the way the games have gone, if this goes to a shootout, who knows, he might be the first choice to come on and effect a few saves there. Interesting shootout, the previous one. Joaquin Berthold coming on for Argentina and a couple of times being penalized for offences, allowing Belgium to sneak through in the shootout 3-1. Belgium will play the winner of this match for 5th place in the Hero Hockey World League final. Germany moving forward, have won a free hit. India must realize though that Germany have some great ability, especially moving forward. And it's still only 3-all in this match. Still lots and lots of minutes to be played out. Now Strakovsky looking for a second for the night. The first shot is saved, and this time it's pointed to the spot. Are the Indians looking to refer this?
I agree with you, Satoshi. I agree with you.
Hitting my knee was a bit harder.
Okay.
I'm not
Yeah, that makes sense.
The stroke has been given. And not too sure if the Indians have actually referred this or not.
Ball hit into the circle. Shaikhafi gets the ball, put place on Tejash's pads. The rebound falls for Rebente. Rebente takes a shot at goal. Rebente touches his stick before the shot is taken, and a penalty stroke ensures from there.
And so the Indians haven't really gone in for that. And Tobias Hawker has a chance to put his team ahead yet again in this match. Can Srijesh pull off a save here? No, he hits it wide. So Srijesh's intervention not quite needed, and the experienced Tobias Hawker with a rare mistake. Just overcooking it. Could this be India's day finally in these Hero Hockey World League finals? Little under 22 minutes left in this match. Still anybody's game really. Germany showing in the last few minutes. And when moving forward, they can be more than a potent threat. But by and large, the second half has been a lot better as far as India are concerned. Getting forward, the young strikers getting into good positions. Afan Yusuf almost getting a goal of his own. Possession this time for the Indians. Cedric, the key thing to see here, a criticism which has been sometimes valid as well of the Indian teams, is that they start games well but don't always finish as nicely as they do. So this will be a test as much of their temperament as of physical and mental skills over the next 20 minutes.
I think with the way Germany is played, it's also stood in the Indian style in terms of the speed as well as possession. And the important thing to understand is that India has shown a lot of character in this match, not getting overawed by the situation. They're playing the German national team, which is the #1 in the world, but holding their own against a team like this because of their confidence level. I think they're getting better as the tournament gets on. The youngsters are getting stronger.
Germany this time on the attack. Germany with just 9 survivors from the team that won the Olympics in 2012. Defeated Netherlands there in the final, but Netherlands, the team which knocked Marcus Wise's team out 2-1 in the quarterfinals of these Hero Hockey World League final matches. Now this time Strakovski goes down to ground, but he's losing his footing a little. And a similar story for the Indians. India have only 8 players from a rather disastrous campaign in the last Olympics. This is, of course, a big year, particularly for the Indian team. The World Cup ahead, the Champions Trophy to be hosted in India in December. There's also the Commonwealth Games as well as the Asian Games. Some big matches coming up. Hanna. Out to the right. Good individual skills, but eventually losing out on the ball. Well done by Nikin Timaya. Get some support from Mandep. It's the pacey Indian forwards moving ahead. Sunil is inside the box. Mandep eventually just running out of yardage, perhaps belying a little bit of inexperience. Should have perhaps looked to release it earlier.
Well, Mandep should have tried and cut in himself instead of going right along the wides, you know. Spun off on the right hand side and come inside towards the circle and eliminated the defender who was running with him.
Going up against Martin Hanna, who's about twice his size. So there was only going to be one victor unless he could outpace him, which he wasn't quite able to do. But it must be said, irrespective of what eventually happens in this match, the Indians have shown that they are not carrying any mental scars from the previous match, 7-2 against Australia. In fact, the young players have shown today Cedric, that they are up for it. They want to make an impression.
Well, definitely, I think any team which has lost 7-2 in a match in the last in a quarterfinal league match.
This time they saw the board, and yet again it's Mandep Singh in a great position. The sweep came in. It was a big hard slap from Raghunath, and there were once again 3 or 4 Indian forwards in great positions. I think the last touch once again was from Mandep. What a game he's having, the young man. India goes forward for the first time.
Nice pass from Sarara down to Raghunath. Raghunath sweeps this ball hard. Manpreet is marked. Mandep is marked in the circle, but he gets in front of the marker and deflects the ball through his legs. A fantastic goal.
It's a hat-trick, and it's a hat-trick of good quality from young Mandep Singh. And he puts India ahead in this match for the very, very first time. And with just about 17 minutes left, should make for a fascinating finish here as Germany come forward once again. Rupinder Pal gets a stick onto it, but eventually given away as a penalty corner. Indians need to be careful here, Cedric.
Well, a nice diving tackle by Rupinder, but the ball ricochets off his stick onto his body, so that's a penalty corner for Germany. Well, any German penalty corner is dangerous, but I think if India saves this penalty corner, the counter-attack is so fast that they'll probably get another one if they can save this penalty corner and move the ball quickly into the midfield.
So all eyes will be on the defensive setup for the Indians. Tobias Hawker is one of the men poised over the ball, as is Martin Hana. The stop will probably be affected by Zwicker. An early charge from Raghunath leaves India with a disadvantage. So only 3 defenders alongside the goalkeeper now. Chance for Germany to bring it back on level terms. It's Hana with a good sweep, and it brings Germany back to 4-all. He has been threatening right through this competition, and at last gets his own goal from one of these penalty corners.
Well, with the loss of Raghunath from the defense, he had only 4-man defense instead of a 5-man defense, and nobody on the line. So that resulted in a direct play going past Vijesh into the goal.
Not for nothing are these chaps the reigning Olympic champions. 3 Olympic golds, 2 World Cup victories, 9 Champions Trophy gold medals for Germany in an illustrious history in field hockey. And they're showing that quality this evening as well. For the first time, they did fall behind, but it wasn't for very long. With a quarter of an hour left, still very much anybody's game this. 8-goal thriller already, and perhaps the 5th and final for either one of those 2 teams could well prove to be lethal, and that's why both Walsh as well as Weiser are looking quite concerned about which way this tide is going to turn next. Oh, that needed to be controlled, just couldn't do it, Zwicker. There's been some delightful midfield play, Cedric, from the Germans. Some of the passes going into the rival D have been outstanding.
Yes, but they haven't converted that circle penetrations or the dominance in midfield into goals. The Indians, on the other hand, have really done well in the counter-attacks and the long hits into the circle.
This man, Virendra Lakra, has shown right through this tournament why he is rated as one of the better younger players in this team. On to Mandep. Just a little bit of a shove off the ball. Germany need to be careful here. They have had a few moments of indiscipline, which is rare for a German team. Sardar loses out. This is a chance for Germany. Not too many Indians in defense. Getting rid of this ball quickly, Oscar Dieker. Move on to Benedict Fuok. Now Nguyen, and Wesley gets a touch on. Rupinder Pal sends it out. But the last touch deemed to have come off a German stick.
Again, if you look at Divine, there's a movement by the Germans. Good passes into the circle, but no shot at goal.
An entertaining game this has been. 4 goals apiece. 3 goals for India's Mandep Singh. 1 penalty corner conversion by Rupinder Pal Singh. For the goals from Germany coming from all around the pitch. The first one from their captain Oliver Kahn. The others to have scored today, Strakovski. Anna getting one from a penalty corner as well. And there was also a goal on the day for Benjamin West, as once again the Germans move forward. Still 2 games to go on this day. Just a little under an hour for the first semi-final pushback. That's between England and New Zealand. This is hit, but no deflection along the way. Martin Hanna, the man who got the equalizer for Germany just a while ago. Quick reminder that you can connect with us on social networking. FI Hockey is our Facebook page, and on Twitter we are at FIH_hockey, and on Instagram as well. The ID is FI Hockey. Always a fabulous experience coming down to these matches, and what could happen here, Cedric, is if India do go on to win this match, then we should expect a decent crowd to come in for their 5th and 6th match, should it happen against Belgium tomorrow.
Yes, definitely, because it could mean the weekend also, and a lot of people having their off day and coming to cheer India.
Last time in a FIH event was in 2004, but overall in the Punjab Gold Cup in 2009, they did beat Germany 2-0. On that occasion, the goals had come in from Dilip Tirki and Prabjot Singh, and Baljit Singh in goal, the local lad in Chandigarh, had saved 8 penalty corners. So that's how well the Indians had played, but Germany had dominated that particular match. Just a quick word of caution from Gregory Utenhove. Coming to that stage of the match, Cedric, where every Indian fan must begin to feel a little queasy and uneasy about the Indians, because they do tend to concede late goals. Today, can they find the late winner?
Well, from an Indian point of view, I would say that it would be nice for India to win this match and start the winning campaign at least, by winning 1 match in this tournament. I think if they win this match, it will be good for them to take the match into the winning form into the next match for the 5th and 6th place, and to also do a world of good for the youngsters.
Germany, of course, were winners of the semi-final of the Hero Hockey World League. Semi-final stages, that is, one of which was conducted in Johor Bahru, beating Argentina in the finals. Argentina, a little bit disappointing thus far after a bright start, winning their first 2 matches, both against Netherlands as well as Belgium, and then finding themselves on the wrong side of a shootout today, which means that they can only at best settle for 7th spot, which will be against whichever team loses out on this match. Now this one was swung through, looking for Afan. Couldn't quite get across to it. It's been a lot more equal in terms of numbers in the second half, although India have had a little less possession than they did in the first. It's possibly because they took that lead at one stage. Germany with more than 2 times as many circle penetrations, but India doing well to make the most of as many shots as they've got. 10 circle penetrations for 9 shots, Cedric. That is music to the ears.
Definitely, in terms of what we've seen in India in the last couple of matches, this has been a fantastic game for them.
Oh, this has been well worked through. Oh, looking to line it up on the reverse, and well done again by Srijesh, but it has hit an unprotected part of his arm, and it has really struck him hard. In fact, might have taken a deflection on towards his face. That would have hurt. Fuchs lining it up. Oh, and straight on to the top of the head.
A great turn by Fuchs, who hits this ball on the reverse and hits his ball, slashes into Srijesh's neck.
It's in fact hitting the grill and getting deflected on, so that would really have caused more of the pain. has had a busy evening. This was a moment when the Germans got a penalty stroke. And then off the stroke which followed, Tobias Hawker, of all people, just unable to finish it off. Took a while getting there, and when he did, it wasn't quite successful. But Germany at that stage then would have been up by a bigger margin. As it was 3-all at that stage. Could have been 4-3 in their favour, but as it turned out, India scored the 7th of the game. So end-to-end action all around, and the important question now in the last 8 minutes, will either of these two teams, Cedric, go in for the kill, or will they be looking already about the shootout?
No, I think both teams will go for the kill, especially Germany, because they seem to be tired. India seems to still have a lot of wind in their sails.
Just like they did on Monday night, they have given us a lot of entertainment right through the evening. And on that occasion, it was a late error by the Indian captain, which led to a late heartbreaking equalizer. Had India won that match, then they would have faced off against Argentina in the quarterfinals. The sport is not so about the ifs and ands, but more about what really does happen out on the pitch. Free hit for the Germans. That's what's happening right now. A little less than 8 minutes left. Well intercepted. Also diving through, sweeping his way through was Sunil.
Well, if you look at this German team in this game especially, the ball speed has been one which is not up to the mark. One of the hallmarks of this team, talking to Marcus Weiser, is the fact that they keep the ball very fast. They move the ball very, very fast. And when you move the ball slowly, you give the opposition a 50-50 chance. Whereas in this game, they're doing exactly that. They're not playing as what they're capable of in terms of the ball speed, at least.
They are a quality team, there's no doubting that, and they're showing that repeatedly with these late forays. The defending Olympic champions, the reigning European champions as well. And surely come May, June, they will be one of the favourites for the World Cup. They hope to relinquish that title, or rather grab it away from the Australians, who will be in action, of course, later tonight against the Dutchmen. Sunil moving forward, but impeded. Chance for the Indians to have some possession in a good position for themselves. Could be crucial as well. A yellow card for one of the Germans, out for 5 minutes. So a little less than 90 seconds is all that he'll get on the pitch when he comes back. Tobias Matania with an indiscretion when he went in to tackle SV Sunil.
I think they was running with Sunil they did a double team. But what he did was he shoved Sunil directly in the back, and that was a yellow card.
And the Indians make the most of this temporary advantage that they've got. Having to backtrack at the moment though. If Germany do score one, then they will set their stall out to defense. Park the metaphorical bus in front of their goal.
But the German defense is been found wanting in this tournament. They haven't played as what they're capable of playing, what they're known for.
Yes, indeed. One thing which has been uncharacteristic, as Dika sends this one in, could be a chance. Oh, the Indian defense does enough. The Germans have conceded in each match, even against New Zealand, 1 goal, 2 against England, 3 against India, and then 2 once again in the quarterfinal against Netherlands, 4 tonight against the Indians. Can India find a 5th concession of a goal from the German defense? Slipped through, but Dhanambir Singh just doesn't have the legs to get across to it. Coming to the last 5 minutes now. something observed by Satoshi Konto. 12 players on the pitch.
There are 12 players on the pitch. 12 players.
Well, of course, there are 12.
Captain. There's one too much. Captain. They'll count for you.
Do not count Uthappa because he's just on the sidelines, and Nikin Timaya is just walking away, but he was on the middle for that moment.
I was just before. So you have to play with 10, and there's no captain. There's just 10 on the pitch. Yeah. And then you need 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You have to play with 10. Do you have another captain? Is there another captain?
So that's a lapse, and that will also mean that they will not be able to take advantage of what happened when Matania got that yellow card. So it's back to 10 versus 10.
A big loss for India with Sadara going out, and a big mistake by the Indian camp to have a 12th man in the pitch. The rule is that if a 12th man on the pitch, automatically the captain gets a card.
So neutralizes the advantage that the Indians had, and in a bigger way than what is prescribed in the rules, because it was 12 versus 10 for a little while. Nevertheless, let's see if we can get a grandstand finish, but all indications that we could well get the first shootout involving the Indians in this competition. And that would make for some entertaining finishes here, Cedric, because Srijesh, while he has been good, but some of the Indian strikers overall in the tournament, they've lacked confidence, but today they've been good.
Well, I think apart from that, they've got good skill, and in a shootout, you've got to have skill and you've got to have presence of mind, and of course experience in this. But I think what happened in this Indian team is they're brimming with confidence now, especially after pumping in 4 goals against the German team.
Possession with the Olympic champions though. Tobias Hawker all the way down to Amandeep, looking to slap it hard, takes a deflection of Manpreet, long corner for the Germans. 3.5 minutes now on the clock. We've just joined this broadcast of ours, and it's 4-all at the moment in this match. Hawker sends it in. There's no deflection along the way, even though it does sound the board. Now chance for the Indians, and what they need to do is make the most of this possession. With just about 3 minutes left, they've got to try and make every second count with the ball. Manpreet in more of a defensive role now that Sardar has moved away from the pitch because of the unusual Indian mistake of leaving 12 men. Now is Rupinder Pal seeing some leeway to move forward, and he does look good when he does that. Muscular run going forward, taking on the defenders, but possession given away, and he'll have to quickly backtrack because the Germans are very swift on the counter-offensives. Strajkovski being the goal machine for the Germans, although it really hasn't happened enough for them in this tournament. Martin Hana, good commitment from Rupinder. Strajkovski once again. Yellow card for Strajkovski. So yet again Germany with a man at disadvantage, even though very soon now we will have Tobias Matania back on the field. And this is roughly the area where, or rather the time of the match when Germany scored in their pool stages. Can India find a late winner here? No, they can't. Not yet anyhow. So 2 men out there in the middle, or out of the middle one should say. One of them is Strajkovski. Has already made his presence felt today with 1 goal. That gave Germany a 2-0 cushion as early as the 6th minute. Since then, it has been a game which has ebbed and flowed numerous times. Indians have only actually had the lead only once in this match. Your thoughts, Cedric, if this does go to a shootout, then which team can you fancy a little bit more? Nico Jacobi is warming up just in front of our commentary position.
Well, you know, if you look at what Sirius has done today for his team, he's absolutely brilliant. Although he's conceded 4 goals, he's really played well in the goal for India. I would try and tip India today to beat Germany even in the shootout.
Mandep Singh. Sunil. He's got Mandep Singh on the right. Chooses to go on the left. Virendra Lakra just at the edge of the D. He has still Mandep inside. Was that the right choice to make at that point? Oh, he finds Anand Dharamveer looking to pull away. Goes for the shot. Comes off the foot. It's a penalty corner for the Indians. Well worked by India all the way through. Superb run down the middle from Sunil. And then when everybody was expecting he would split it out to the right to Mandep, he actually went to the left.
Well, basically, there was a great run by Mandep to the right-hand side, pull the defender towards him, and then Sunil plays the ball to the left-hand side of Virendra Lakra, who does very well to spin off and find a foot. And Dharamveer gets the ball, takes a shot at goal and gets the foot of Arnold. Great thinking.
So this is a chance for some late drama. The buzzer has sounded, the hooter rather, and that means that this will be the last meaningful act of this entire match. All of the Indian men, not surprisingly, in attack, looking for a rebound as well if they can come their way. They've already had one conversion from the penalty corner. It came from Rupinder Pal Singh. He's one of the 2 men poised over this ball. Goes for it, strikes it through as well. India clinched their first victory over Germany in an FIH event in 10 years. And it is ample reward for some superb perseverance all the way through. Even the German fans will concede that this has been a fantastic hockey match. It's a shame it's not the final, but what a superb classification game it has been. India have the bragging rights after this one, Cedric.
Well, fantastic game. A fantastic game for India, especially the last penalty corner. I've been saying it from the day one that India's strength is a penalty corner, especially Rupinder Pal, and he flicked that ball perfectly into the corner. Absolute brilliant penalty corner.
Well, they have referred this because they reckon India have they repeated the mistake of the previous game. Oh, it is outside. It is definitely outside. That will be the winner. What do you reckon, Cedric?
And the ball did go outside the circle. And it goes through Jetsulat's pads, basically.
Germany throwing it in because that's what they reckon can be a lifeline for them. This is the best angle to see it. And as you can see, it does travel outside. And that's when Manpreet effects the save.
There's no reason to change the decision. Germany lose the referral.
So the referral is lost. And that means that India will be facing off against Belgium for 5th place in the Hero Hockey World League final. Their first victory after 4 unsuccessful attempts rather. And what they couldn't achieve on Monday night, they have done tonight. Well played, Germany. They gave a terrific fight to the Indians. In fact, they held the initiative for major parts of the match. But it must be said the second half in particular was all India. India fighting back from a 3-1 deficit, scoring 2 goals inside the first 5 minutes of resumption. One of those goals from a penalty corner from Rupinder Pal Singh. And then Mandep Singh adding 2 goals to his opening goal. And then Rupinder with a second strike of the night. Lethal from the penalty corner. Joy all around for the players, for the fans, for the support staff. And this has led to a great performance from the Indians. Confirmation of the final scoreline. It's finished. Germany 4, India 5. A lot of heroes on the night. Mandep Singh, definitely one of them. The youngster with a good performance, known for his deft ability in and around the opposition box, and that's what proved to be quite lethal on the night. And the Germans, for them, that opening night's performance 6-1 remains the only victory that they've got thus far in these Hero Hockey World League final matches. And they'll have to play against Argentina to decide which of the teams avoids 8th position in these matches. Now soaking in the applause from what has been a good sporting crowd, Cedric, who have come out and cheered them on a very, very cold Friday afternoon.
Well, why won't they cheer their team? It's been a fantastic performance by India. They've won a match which was a losing match actually, but 3-1 down, came back to fight and pump in 4 more goals and win this match by 5 goals to 4. For me, the standout performances were Mandep Singh and Singh in defence, and of course Srijesh in goal. Absolutely brilliant stuff by the Indian team. They're maturing into a well-oiled unit. This is not a flash in the pan as far as I'm concerned, because they showed a lot of decorum, they showed a lot of discipline in the match today. They showed that they could mix the long hit as well as the small triangles and get behind the defence. So great performance by India.
And this is great to see as well. The fans coming out applauding the young Indian team. It would have been easy to lose faith in them after their performances earlier on in this competition. But they have come out in good numbers. They have cheered for them. And now they're telling them that thanks for the effort, guys, and it's been a pleasure to support you. The love between a player and his fan can only be mutual, and that has been the case today as well. So India run out winners in this classification match against Germany. Goals on the night, 3 of them from Mandep Singh, 2 penalty corner conversions from Singh. And that's all it took really for the Indians to cancel out efforts coming in from Oliver Kahn, Thilo Strakowski, Benjamin West, as well as Martin Hanna, who finally scored from the penalty corner himself. Lots and lots of good individual performances, and there will be a few contenders, I'm sure, for the hero man of the match. We'll cut across shortly to that. But for the moment, just a quick reminder that England will be playing New Zealand in the semi-finals, but India have made a rapid stride towards restoring some of their pride in terms of the national sport this evening at the Major Dhyan Chand National Stadium. And it has been a fantastic game, and let's go down pitch side to Simon Mason to find out who the hero man of the match is going to be.
And welcome to the Hero, the Man of the Match presentation. Delighted to be joined pitch side by Kelly Fairweather, the Chief Executive Officer of the FIH. And he's here to present the Hero Trophy and a cheque for 25,000 rupees to our Hero Man of the Match, Mandep Singh. Congratulations. And just a couple of quick questions, Mandep, to your coach, Terry. A fantastic performance from Mandep this afternoon.
Yeah, I think he showed that he can really play at this level, and we were really delighted. I mean, so pleased for him personally, but as a team, I think that we've done a really good job, and our guys are improving. We're just getting better at being able to monitor the game, and against Germany, who I think are just outstanding at that, it was a very good measure for us today, and I'm really proud of our team.
And at 3-1 down, a lot of people were suggesting maybe it wasn't going to be your afternoon. Where does the belief come from?
Well, I guess you would have been one of those 3 people who thought that we weren't going to come back. Look, we're just trying to play our game. We didn't play anywhere near as quickly. We're trying to monitor our game and play in the phases, and the guys are really learning very, very quickly. They're thirsty for information, and they do it. All we do is supply some information.
And a day like today, the crowd plays a big part right towards the end when the players get tired.
I'm sure it does, but this guy, you know, among several others, was just fantastic. Be able to take some chances. Remember, we hit the post, and we had another really good save made when we were in trouble, and I think that's testament to where the team is. This is, again, it's just an improvement. It's nothing more than that at this point in time.
Terry, thank you for your answers. Mandep, congratulations again.
Thank you.
Well played, India. Well played, Germany as well. 2 done, 2 to go. The next match is England versus New Zealand coming up in just a short while from now, a little over half an hour. So make sure that you join us for that one. Goodbye for now.
run by Beauty in 5,